Real vibes, real shit, real stories. Come get a bite at the Lunch Meat Podcast.
Never been a snitch, hell no, never that. Dope boy fresh like I work out of a trap. Represent Atlanta, check the symbol on the cab. Got a lot of money, talking racks on top of racks. Dutch full of loud on the beam like I'm jazz. Never think I'm slipping, fall to Cali what I pass. Stick 'em, make 'em lay down. I'm from Atlanta, I see you jacking, you swagging grammar. I got that cheese like taking pictures in front of cameras. I keep it cool, they keep it cool, just like the camel. Or you can make breaking news, I put your face on every channel. Look, I stay for head to toe, don't sport nothing but Nike logos. I hit the scene, super clean, bitches start snapping photos. My wrist on chill, my neck flow like a snow globe. These haters say I be flexing, tell them nah, I'm just showboating. I ride slow-mo in the Osmo, big rims underneath on low pros. 24 make it look like a car float. Wet paint shine hard, make the car glow. Beat pound, shake the ground like bombs blow. No roof from a ride like a speedboat. Blowing loud from the cloud of the weed smoke. Double cross our phone for the lean soap. I move slow, it ain't sweet so I keep the fofo up to my gut close. Don't trip till you red like Elmo. Hit you with a chop it down like a lawnmower. Disrespect the set, go dumb like a blunt hole. Normal point number 4 like elbows. I stay dealing like I stayed on Melrose. Stayed in the hood like a head in a punch.
Welcome back to the Lunch Meat Podcast, and I'm here today with one of the up-and-coming artists in the city of Atlanta. I'm here at Chickaloo's.
Chickaloo's.
Yes, sir. Chickaloo's was one of the best artists, and I listen to dope-ass music and everything. Mr. Tre'z up.
Tre'z up, man.
Yes, sir.
He building one time on his own service, on his own platform, man. I just wanted to bring it back to the hood. Chickalo, right here in East Point, man. Right here by the Main Street area, man. Y'all feel, if you can, you know what I'm saying, make sure you tune in. Goddamn, go get the lunch meat. Make sure you go to YouTube and do that. Sandwiches on, you know what I'm saying? And make sure you follow Tre'z up, man, on YouTube. I'm on all platforms, man. Go get that. Listen to that. For real.
Yes, sir. So, Tre'z.
Yes, sir.
Tre'z up with Trey. Like
Man,
what
you
we
can call me Trey, man. Trey is a nickname I go by. Tre'z up is more than just a name, man. It actually is a action too. But it's so symbolic to everything from my name to the action to where I came from. So there's a lot tied up within that name.
We're gonna get inside. So I like to start off my podcast. You know, what I like to do is get into people's lives, get into artists' lives.
Yeah.
From like the personal side and the music side. So
Gotcha.
like start like this.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong
So,
with that, man.
How was your childhood growing up, and what was it like?
Man, childhood. I had a fairly decent childhood, man. I wasn't privileged. You know, I got a lot of siblings. I got a lot of brothers and sisters. So
How many siblings?
man, I got 2 brothers and I got 2 sisters. And right there in the middle is Tre'z.
I got 7. I'm
You got
always out of 7.
Ooh, really? That was so.
I'm only 26 now. My dad said he ain't stopping either. So he said, "Hey man, these all these nuts keep going."
Hey, nah, well, I ain't doing that shit. My daddy probably like, you know what? He looked around like, there's enough of these.
Yeah.
I done had enough of these.
Okay.
So yeah, man. So I came from a big family, a decent sized family. So I'm right slap dab in the middle of the 5, and I'm also the middle boy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Trey came from. Trey.
Okay.
For everybody who don't know, Trey means 3. So at the same token, my childhood was alright though, man. I had both of my parents in the crib with me. Grew up kind of fast though. I always had. My older brother, he's 4 or 5 years older than me, so I never really had an older brother because he was kind of all doing his own thing.
Right.
So I became of age, so I was the older brother. So I had to kind of, you know, make some waves in this water, especially in this area, East Point. Figure out my own lane, man. Figure out my own way. You know what I'm saying? So in doing that, I ain't gonna lie, man. We stayed in some of the roughest parts of East Point. We stayed in these apartments called Arcadia Down, man. I swear, man.
Arcadia?
Like Arcadia Down. They still up to this day.
Yeah.
They right there in East Point, by the Big Summit building. I don't know if you know what it is.
Man, I'm still
learning. Trying to learn, yeah. But
yeah,
man, there was some of the rugged fucking apartments you had ever seen. And I tell you, some of everything going on over there. And as a child, growing up around that, it's only right that you adapt to some of the things that you have in your surroundings. You know, as much as your parents, as good parents as they were, they try to keep us away from it. But the older we grew, the more we saw, the more you wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of picked up on a lot of that, especially from that area. Eventually, my mama did, my parents rather, they did eventually make up enough money and move us out. Because, you know, like any parent, I'm not sure if you have kids, but they always want the best for their kids, you know what I'm saying? And I really can relate to that because I'm a father myself now, so I see what she went through and the hard work that she had to put in to move us to a better place. It was 5 of us and we had a 3-bedroom apartment. So it was kind of tight, man. So we found a house. We moved from Arcadia down. We moved up on Silver Road. So Silver Road, we found a house. It was right next door to one of the churches that my family, my mom used to always take us to. And from there, you know, we kind of started to blossom, seeing a little bit more daylight for what we were doing. Don't get me wrong, it probably maybe 2 or 3 blocks from where we moved. So all of that shit that was going on before was still going on where we moved. You know what I'm saying? It was a better area. Yeah. Something that you didn't have to see to, but it was something that you could easily slide back into. Right down, right. You might well say going back down the Skid Road. You know what I'm saying? Because it was right. It wasn't nothing but an intersection that really separated, and it was like day and night. Like you go past, you go across Cleveland Avenue, and you're on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You had so many apartments around there that was still in poverty. It was so much drugs. And I don't know if people really know that about East Point, because like as small as it is really big. You know what I'm saying? It has so many dark places. You know what I'm saying? Not just the side that I stayed on, because further up the street, it got even worse. You had Montel Home, you had Washington Circle, you had Southtown, you had Arcadia down. You probably had a few apartments that was decent apartments and they had security, but it's rare that you see that in our apartments on this side of town.
The security and stuff like that. Ain't nobody gonna be like, what's it? Complementary?
Yeah.
Now ain't no police officer.
Exactly. And see, they tried that, and most of the time, the drug dealers and the bangers, they ran them off. You know, they ran them off. You know what I'm saying? This is where we do our business at. This is where the people live at. That make my business lucrative. Oh, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it was on our side of the fence. The older that I did grow, you know what I'm saying? I did and dab in a little. I played basketball. Basketball has always been one of my
sport. All right, now.
Yeah, man.
Don't be saying that. And someone like, hey, man, come
tell you now,
team up with me.
Hey, let me tell you. Anybody who know, a lot of people know me as Kobe. But you know, the people that was in my neighborhood that I grew up with, they call me Tre'z also. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if anybody mentioned Kobe, they be like, somebody saw you play basketball? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So basketball always has been my first love. Music helped me escape from a lot of the stress and a lot of the pressure that I had to deal with growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I was a singer first. I wasn't rapping. It took me. I didn't start rapping until I was about in 9th, 10th grade, maybe.
Okay, so you was a singer like in middle school?
I choir song in the church choir. So I grew up in the church. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up singing in the choir, leading songs in the choir. I was actually, yes.
What was your favorite lead song to sing in the choir?
In the choir, I don't know, because my dad was a deacon. I started off as a deacon, so we used to do devotion a lot, you know, and put on little plays at the church when the time came. So I was kind of open. As long as I was doing it with him, I was fine. You know, as a kid, you always want to find that thing to be closer to your father with. And that kind of mended us together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the older I grew, I never shunned away from church. I just kind of got away from being on the active side. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess the older you are, you feel like you're being forced to do it. And a lot of times when you feel like you're being forced to do something, you kind of shun away from it. And that's kind of how it started to be for me. So the songs that your parents want you to sing, they used to do, well, baby, you should sing gospel. Baby, you should do gospel. I'm like,
older folks.
Yeah, older folks. I'm like, man, I like the gospel, but the era that I was growing up in and the people that I was surrounded in, not saying that they shunned upon gospel, but their household wasn't like my household. And you had more households like that was divided, that didn't have parents, and they took to the R&B side of things rather than to gospel.
Yes, I grew up 90s R&B.
Yes.
Hole in the wall
Oh,
music.
yeah.
Can't stand up in it. I'm asking my mom, hey, Mama, now you said our music's nasty, but what do you mean when you stand up in that thing?
Hey man, let me tell
And the
you.
pussy was, you know what I'm saying?
You know, the more and more now, I tip my hat to the older R&B because it had so much more purpose in it. You know what I'm saying?
It was more direct.
It was more direct. But when you break it down, oh y'all were just as nasty.
Way nasty.
You just as nasty.
That thing is too short. What that mean?
Yeah.
A candy lick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What that mean? Nasty.
Yes, man, just nasty. But on the lighter side, like I said, we grew up. We didn't have a lot of money. Like my parents didn't. It was 5 of us, so you know, to have household bills and have to divide up the money amongst your kids. You know what I'm saying? It was hard. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we wasn't privileged, because we was privileged in a lot of different ways. And my mother really taught us how to become a fist, stay tight together. To this day, we're like that now. Every Sunday we get together for Sunday dinner.
5 of y'all.
5 of us, man. We tight like a fist. All our siblings, man. So she taught us that, you know, being tight like a fist, no matter what circumstance or situation may arise, you know what I'm saying? Together we can pack a mighty blow. And it made, and I stick to that with my family, you know, and I try to instill that into my kids so they can understand what family is all about. And I'm big on family, you know. I'm telling you, I give my last for them. Whatever you need, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So, the initial, like I say, my initial upbringing, it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? It had a lot of understanding and learning to go along with it. But at the same token, you know, no matter how you teach your kids, everybody tends to feel and take their own path. Now, exactly, when you get older, so I did indulge in some things that I wasn't supposed to, made some fast money, learned that fast money spend fast, did a lot of shit that I wasn't supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, God brought me out. My parents' prayers brought me out, and me wanting to change brought me out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I try to spill everything that I've been through, every experience that I had. I try to spill it over to my music. So everybody who think I be lying, you might want to listen to the music. All right? Because everybody, most people say, man, your music have a story to it. Like you got a storyline to your music. But it's not that I be trying to create it. It's just how it formulates itself. You know what I'm saying? It's all I know. Also, it's no better way to deliver what you're trying to tell somebody who don't know nothing about you than the truth and the storyline. So I think that's the easier way to make a deliverance and capturing the audience. You know what I mean? Because I mean, keeping people's attention isn't always easy. Right. So nowadays, people got all these gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really about gimmicks. I'm kind of direct, straight, direct, right to the point. So, like I say, East Point ended up revitalizing, trying to revitalize the scene. I moved from East Point. Yeah, man. They done built up a lot of
white insurance agents.
I know, right?
All right, let's keep going.
Now, Main Street has always been kind of okay. Right. This area has been okay because it's like the business area and it's the center of East Point. So it always has been built up fine and nice. You know what I'm saying? Now you go back a mile up the road, you're gonna see things start to change. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, you have to change the people within the community if you want to see a vast change. You can't rebuild, revitalize the community, keep the same people there because everybody's mindset can change. You know what I'm saying? Same shit start going on again. You have the same place you built up, tore back down, looking as rough as it was before. Then it's a big waste of money. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you say you go back, right? You go back and buy your apartments and start expanding.
Exactly.
You rebuild the whole apartments. So you know what I think, people appreciate this, their families living there. And you lower the price so it's affordable.
Exactly.
For people to kind of be there. And with that, you can do, like I said, 2 years. You got 2 years to get your shit together.
Yeah,
then get out.
You get out.
It's not for you to stay long term.
Exactly.
So then next, someone comes, fucked it up.
Fuck it up.
So how would you feel about that? Because really, it's not because you was doing it because you wanted money. It's because
Yeah.
you care about the community.
Exactly, and I think we deal with that a lot now. It would put me in a space where I feel like now I need to move and change my scenery, in which I think the only way to keep things to keep the people growing with the community is to make standards. You have to set a different standards for them so that their standards isn't still the same as they was when you started out. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers in poverty before, the park is told, look, I'm coming by, I'm gonna do an inspection. That way you can see what the building looks like. That way you force them to say, you know what, we gotta make sure this place is clean, they're gonna do an inspection. And I remember back in some of the olden times, they used to do that. Landlord used to come knock on the door, inspection time. Check the water, check the cleanliness of the apartment. But, you know, a lot of people thought it was like an invasion of their privacy, or you just barge in, I pay rent here. But at the same token, they just trying to keep what they have nice too. You know what I'm saying? It's their business, you know what I'm saying? And by you tearing it up, it's very, very costing you money. So, somebody told me once, you got to take your feelings, your personal feelings out of things, and start looking at it from a business aspect. If you look at it from a business aspect, you would then see like, dang, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of use that for a lot of my daily life routine.
So it's just what, like get some jewels, drop some jewels.
Just like at work. Yeah. I mean, everybody. I'm pretty sure everybody got a damn job. Or if you ain't got no job, you should be looking for a goddamn job.
It's on Indeed.
It's on, you know, or you go on Indeed, Monster. They got a lot of different shit you can do. Temp service. They got a lot of different shit you can do. But I'm an engineer, so rapping is kind of like something that I do. Like I say, still to escape. And right now, it's fun to me. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to do is take the fun out of it. Not saying I don't have a love for it. It's fun to me.
So you enjoy. You know, like
I
people
enjoy doing.
People like doing the book, right?
Yeah.
I like making podcasts. That's like. What you doing like? If I want to make an episode,
Exactly.
I'm turned.
Yeah, I'm turned. And it's just like that with music. Sometimes you can go through something, and the only thing to help you get that pressure off is by writing it or rapping it or singing it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that's, and honestly, back in the older days, I seen a lot of the MCs and a lot of the artists doing that. You know what I'm saying? That I think that's what the drug movement came into. They couldn't escape through their music no more, so the only way they could is through the drugs. You know what I'm saying? The drugs started pushing, and then you got to think about what effects that's gonna have on you later on. And I think at the time people don't think about it.
Right. Yeah. Just think about the now.
The now, exactly. Yeah, man.
So when did you start indulging into the art of music, right? So you was in church, right?
Yeah, I was in church.
Kind of spurred. When did church music transform into like, you know what, I'm gonna start this R&B because you sang first.
Yeah, I sang first.
Do you remember your first song?
The first song that I ever led in church, it was called Blessed Assurance.
Yeah.
So I was about maybe 8 when I first, and I was so excited about leading this song. So my mom made me rehearse this song day after day after day after day. And it's crazy because that stuck with me. Like now, after I write something, I rehearse it day after day, verse by verse, piece by piece. So if I see anything that needs to be fixed, I can go back and fix it. So a lot of times when I go to the studio, I'm in and out because I've rehearsed what I've done so much. Things started to change when I got in middle school. I met this guy, his name was Gabriel Martin. Me and him was like, he's one of my best friends. Still to this day, hey man, shout out to Gabe Martin, man. Shout out to Nephew Music, Matt Graham, man. Sean, all y'all, man.
Oh, now he's cut hair?
Nah, he don't cut hair. He got
Right.
long dreads.
I know Matt Graham in California.
Oh nah, yeah, he from
Atlanta. Cool.
Yeah. But we actually formed a group, and we started singing, doing things at our middle school, in chorus together. They kind of pieced us as a group. So that's when I didn't really transform because I still kind of did the gospel thing, but he kind of brought me more into the other side. I'm like, dang, I ain't know R&B could sound like this or could feel like this. See, it started to feel different. And I guess when growing up, it's like now you're trying to please too. Now you want to make sure your parents feel, son, you doing right. Son, I agree what you're doing. Then you have your peers. No, he come back.
Yeah, I told him I'm going to
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know. But you try to appease your peers as well as your parents. So it started to change, but at the same token, she eventually, like my mother is very understanding and she's so supportive. She sees it as long as it makes you happy and you're satisfied with what you're doing and you're doing it to the best you can do and you're not hurting anybody in doing it, give it your all. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be very pushing. So around that time, things did start to change. And that's when I started really singing more R&B side, tapping into the R&B side. It wasn't until I got into like the 9th grade I started really getting into rap. I'm like, damn, I know I got to sing. It'd be cool to have both sides of the world. I'm like, So what I did was I started trying to rap. At first it sounded like shit.
Yeah, they always
starts out. I'm like, damn, I don't think I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I listen to other people. I'm like, damn, I don't sound like it. And then that's another thing. You got to find your own sound. With singing, and that's the thing about rapping and singing. With singing, you got to be in tune all the time. Right note, right spec, right section, right time. And everything got to be perfect. With rapping, it's not like that. It's all an expression. However you want to express yourself, and that's what made me want to veer towards rapping more than the singing. Because rapping, the expression for me was so explosive. And I like to, like, some days I want to be correct. And another day I'm like, man, fuck, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just changes the dynamic of how you are day to day or how you want to deliver things. And I think I do very well at delivering.
Your song was good, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Song you made.
Shots fired.
Not that one.
Which one?
It was I woke up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I you to my glamorous.
Glamorous.
Yeah.
Okay, so like your brother sent me the link.
Oh, okay, yeah, to the Spotify.
The first song I listened to a couple songs of, that was the one that really
Stand out. Yeah, a lot of people say that too.
that shit.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. But once again, thanks to everybody who supported me, man. Thanks for everybody who went out and listened. Even if you clicked one song or gave a comment on YouTube, man, thank y'all. It means a lot. Yeah, man. Like I say, it been a long time coming. I've been pushing this, trying to get this first album finished, and it took a lot. We had a lot of bumps in the road, but now we got kind of a serum to what we're doing. So I got another one coming out soon.
Yeah.
Street Fever 2 gonna be dropping very, very soon. Hot, baby. So if you like any of the songs on this one, the next one gonna be a banger. I promise y'all. I promise you.
Okay. So you started transitioning from gospel to R&B to rap, right? In your mind as an artist, what kind of sounds you wanted to make those to art? Remind everybody. Oh, you bring Nipsey. I was about to say you remind me of Nipsey. I know. I'm sure your brother.
Yeah.
I told you. I text him and you bring a Nipsey Hustle vibe too.
Yeah, man. A lot of people say that.
It's like Nipsey was born in Atlanta.
Yeah, I guess.
Reincarnated. So it's crazy that you bring up Nipsey Hustle thing on the day. I should wear my hoodie. But
I don't have any Nipsey, but I like Nipsey, man. I like his music. He so sad what happened to him, man. Like he was a real icon to the music. You know, he was another pop. You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of he had a vast movement, and a lot of people listened. A lot of people started listening. And I think with me, I more or less try to, like my delivery, I grew up listening to a lot of Atlanta music, so you probably feel that into what I do.
Did you listen to a lot of T.I.?
Yes, man.
Trap
music, man. T.I., being honest, man, Tip is really, he has been for a while one of my favorite artists. And I took my hat to him, man, because he did a lot for the city. He brought Atlanta to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? he brought trap music to the
Yeah,
fore.
trap.
Gave people another lane to go in. Now, before that, Outkast and Goody Mob and you know, they was there first, you know, and that's who I kind of clung to because that was the Atlanta sound. I wasn't really on no disrespect to the younger guys, you know, I didn't like the dance music. I wasn't a dancer, you know what I'm saying? I like the music. I like the music because the dance that they may have at school, that's all they playing, the booty shaking music. So I appreciate that music, but I wasn't that wasn't something that intrigued me. What intrigued me the most was Outkast. They told stories too. Trap music because I saw that. I grew up around the drug dealing and the shootouts and the car chases. I grew up around all of it. You know? So when T.I. and Jeezy brought it to the forefront, I couldn't help no but to grasp onto it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, that's where probably you hear a lot of it in my music. I mean, I guess it's a connection. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, man, it's so big and you see so much and so much happens so fast. You know what I'm saying? It's a fast city. It's a fast city. A lot of people say, hey man, Atlanta ain't that fast. It's where you are. You know what I'm saying? And I've lived here my whole life, so I've seen the change. I've seen it at its worst. I've seen it start to grow back up to its best. And I've seen where it is now. So I grew up in the transition of it.
This is the Black Mecca. New Chocolate City.
New Chocolate City, man. We got everything
Yes, sir.
we need.
Okay, so making your album. How did you put your album together? What was your mentality to making it? The creation, the art.
Yeah, the art, man.
Yes,
I had a lot of rebuttal from it. My team, the guys that I work with, they were like, "No, don't put that out. Don't put that out. Don't do that. Don't do this. Wait for this sound. Wait for that sound." And I had to come back to myself and come to deal with myself. Like, you know what? They are right. You know, you want to deliver one sound, one image before you give so many changes and diversity into one set. So what I did was the music. I tried to stay along the same mainstream. Still try to give them stories, a story here and there. Still try to let them know, you know, this is something that you can ride to. This is something that you can sit with your
Such a song,
listen to.
rock.
Yeah, right. It's so, so I try to give them a little piece of everything without changing the diversity, showing them that I'm well diverse, but without changing it as a whole. Because I got something else coming for y'all. For the Lady Southern Passion, we'll be dropping too. We working over here, players. We working.
So I'm a lover's man. So I love music when I'm talking about smash and all that. You know
All
what I'm
that,
saying?
yeah. That's me. So I got one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make one for you, man.
Yeah.
I'll make one for you.
Appreciate it so
Yes, sir.
You know, have Valentine's tonight.
Man,
You have it right.
Yes, that's right. Have it right.
Yes, sir. So the 5 minutes. Okay. So like the what is new? Something new that's coming out for yourself as well.
Okay, we have we just did our video to Stay Down for Your Hood. That's one of the singles off of Street Fever, and it will be dropping soon, man. I'm talking about ASAP. We still got some editing things going on with it, but I promise y'all gonna love the vibe of it. Y'all gonna love it. It gonna make the song make so much sense. So make sure y'all go and view that. Go check me out. Visuals, baby.
So, what is your overall self, right? Where do you want to see Tre'z up, right? In the rap game, what kind of lane do you want to make for the rap game? What's your brand want to be in a rap game? I'll say the music game is you're multi-talented.
Yeah, I actually, man, I wanna pave the way that to let everybody know that you don't just have to stick to one thing. You can veer here, you can veer there, and you can mend them together. In my music, you can really hear me mending both together. Sometimes I'm singing on the hook, sometimes I'm rapping instead of just rapping the whole song. I want to actually be on a different platform. I want to elevate. I want want everybody to see my progression. So when I do reach my plateau, when I reach the top of that mountain, I want everybody to say, hey man, I remember when he was at the bottom grinding, working, trying to get his name out, trying to hustle and get it together. You know what I'm saying? So I really just want to, you know, make some footprints and let people know that Atlanta is still living, man. Like, I know it's not the new sound that they have. I'm real, like, still stuck on the old school sound. I'm old school rap, but at the same time, you know, I do want to indulge in the younger cats because they got a lot to say, and they making some moves too. So, like, shouts to Lil Baby, man. I love your music, Cliff. But yeah, man, I just want to be able to vibe, make music with different artists and see where it goes, you know.
And let everybody else know where they can find your music, where they can find you.
Okay.
If someone need a mentor.
Yeah.
Talk to you. How can you reach out to you?
Hey man, you can reach me on Instagram, and that's TRE_ZUP. You can reach me at I don't even know the email address. My brother my brother, he's my contact. He got all the information. Hey man, poke your head and tell them where they can find half this shit. It's funny.
Hey man, you already know Cartier P, the motherfucker management, Esma Spring, Tre'z Up manager. Follow him at Tre'z Up _3 on Instagram, Tre'z Up on YouTube. Use the name to follow him on all platforms. You already know what's happening. Neighborhood in this bitch, Southside, College Park, E Point. Yes sir.
We out.
Yes, sir. We out.
We out. Check y'all later. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, man.
Real vibes, real shit, real story.